Let me bang, I man. Do let you bang. Hey, let me bang you, man. I let you bang. I let you bang. Greetings, nerds and virgins.
Go for Jesus. No for gay Jesus, people.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time once again for your favorite mixed martial arts podcast. Recording out of Los Angeles, California, it's MMA Roasted with Adam Hunter.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that?
Hey, welcome to a brand new MMA Roasted Podcast, people. I'm here with the legend Don Frye, waiting for McCorkle to show up. Greg Wilson canceled. Ween Dog's got a job. I can only imagine what he's doing. So it's me and the legend Don Frye. How are you, Don? You know you're actually in my phone as the legend, by the way.
That's fun because I'm in my phone by the legend too. Yeah.
So how's life?
It's okay, partner. It's okay. I got no complaints. How about you?
I actually have some complaints, man. Last week was one of the freaking. So I have this dog who's like 15. My dog's like 15 years old. He was used as bait for pit bull fighting. He has like a missing ear. Attacked everybody, but I love him. I love him to death. He's blind. He's got heart failure. He's got liver failure, and it's only it doesn't look good. So last Thursday, I get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm just like I couldn't sleep, and then I hear him crying and like barking and coughing, and then I go to look at him, and he's completely like passed out in his own vomit. On his side. I pick him up. He's totally limp, just completely limp. And I figured that was it. I started bawling. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not like sorry that I did this. I'm sorry. This is the end. And I called my wife. I woke her up. We took her to the emergency room, and he came back to life. And they said, he's got heart problems. He's obviously got liver problems, all kinds of problems. They gave him some medication. They said it was a seizure or possibly a heart attack. They don't know. They weren't there. And then 2 days later, he's just coughing all night long. Like so we took him back in, and I thought my wife took him, and I thought it was the end. Once again, I'm bawling all week. I love this guy to death. He was with me forever.
Yeah.
When I got my knee surgery, he stayed with me by my side every minute of the day. When I got into a fight in an elevator a couple years ago, he stayed. The other dog ran away because a fight was over him basically, and the other dog attacked him, and he like bit the guy up. I mean, he's just my boy, and he's a little Chihuahua Jack Russell. So anyway, so Valentine's Day, my wife took him in. She's like, it's time. And my wife, it's my ex's dog. My ex just got him. Did no research on him. Didn't realize that he has a missing ear. Didn't even ask, why is his ear missing? And then we took him to the dog park, and he tried to attack every dog there. So they told us he might have been used as bait for pit bull fighting because they take little Chihuahuas and Jack Russells and put them in to use them to get the fight started. Or if one dog's not being aggressive enough. And that's a thing I have to do out here in like LA. So, or probably other places too. So
garbage is all over the place, man.
Yeah. So then it was so then we took him in, and my wife took him in, and then I'm like, that's it, that's it. And then she calls me, and she's like, the vet says they think they know what might be wrong with him, but it's going to be $1,200, well, actually $1,500 to find out. This way we'll know exactly what's wrong. And I was like, all right, you can't put a price tag on your best.
Right. You got a commitment. You got a commitment. That's part of loving something.
Exactly. So now he's back. Now he's back, and he's blind, and he's not eating his food as much. So I'm having to me and my wife, we have to clean up his dog shit every. He doesn't know where he's going to the bathroom. He's bumping in there. He's peeing everywhere. I'm waking up. I'm just constantly, and then, so that's that. And then my daughter's nanny came over today to watch the baby while I'm doing the podcast. She starts puking. She's sick. So I got to send her home. So now it's just another day in paradise, man. How are you?
Well, yeah, I understand. I think I got an idea of what your nanny was puking. And I saw the picture of your dog last week, and I figured, wow, that poor dog cut off his own ear to avoid listening to one of your shows. You know, shit.
Exactly.
You got to get some new material, you and Greg. You know. Shit.
Exactly. It's exactly right. But I did comedy though. I did live comedy, which is like all weekend long. I had 3 shows. The first show there was a pool between me and the crowd. It's always great when you want it's a pool between us, you know. But they were still laughing. It was Venice Beach. The second show was like a secret show in someone's backyard. They're literally selling mushrooms. Some guy had like a stand. The guy was selling marijuana pipes and mushrooms to the crowd. and then the third show was at some like studio, which I don't know how this guy has all this money. There was strippers everywhere. It was like they all had their husbands with them, so it wasn't like, you know, they weren't like going around giving me lap dances. Not that I can get one anyway, but it was just but it was good. It's like all like the, I don't know what you call them, of the derelicts of society are getting together and putting on comedy shows, which makes for great audiences. So, did you watch the fight?
No, I did not, partner. Oh. I did not. It was like, you know, do I want to saddle up the horse and ride into town? Nah, I don't. I don't. You know, it's just really there hasn't been a fight, you know, in a while to make me want to put the effort forward. You know, shit. I mean, UFC, they just kind of fallen flat. I mean, Bellator's always been flat. One, you can't, you know, every once in a while you see a clip of something from one. They look like, you know, they're fantastic. I mean, they've got something good going. But, you know, without the fucking crowds, you know, it's just like a wrestling room, you know, just working out.
It does have that feeling. Dana says that we should get crowds back by summer, packed crowds. I'll tell you what has been nice is that everyone's not doing that Ric Flair, woo, woo. That's pretty fucking
I enjoy that. Why? How come you don't like that? I like that.
Really? I liked it. The first time it was funny, and then it was every single time. I was like, come on.
You know what? I want to see one of the guys stop in the fight and do it, you know? I was waiting for McGregor. You know, somebody's got to do it sometime, you know, in front of the live audience. Shit. I mean, there's enough stalling in some of these damn fights. Hell, you get up there, recite the alphabet backwards, you know, take a damn DWI test. Try a minute. You know, a lot of these fights, one guy's scared, the other guy's happy about it. You know, shit.
Yeah. So, McCorkle, are you with us? All right, thanks, Sean. All right, so.
Wow, did I wear out my welcome already?
No. He was supposed to be on the show, and then because he said he was coming due, and then here we go. He's in his car. I actually see him in his car. What's up? He just can't get volume on it, but it's better than it.
That's more talking than I do in a week, man. Shit.
So, all right. Well, I'll tell you what happened in the fights. So, Usman and Gilbert Burns was actually a pretty good main event because Usman isn't known for having the most exciting fights. He's one of those guys, Don, that like if the other guy makes it exciting, it'll be exciting. But he's one of those guys that almost like fights to the level of the guy he's fighting. You know?
Yeah, I understand that completely. Yeah. But I got caught up in that. And then I got caught up in that for a while. And then I got caught up in the amount of money they're paying me, you know? well, if you're gonna pay me good, I'll give you a good fight. If you're gonna pay me shit, I'll give you a shit fight. You know, I mean, it's a bad mental area to get into.
So you trained harder when they paid you well versus you didn't train them much at all when they didn't pay that well?
You're damn right. Yeah, you're damn right. You know, I put the effort into what I was getting paid. You know, it was the capitalistic dog in me. You know.
Did you ever have a good fight where you didn't train that hard?
Partner, now you gotta force me to go through every damn fight. Yeah, I'm sure I did. I mean, but you know, for the most part, I'm being honest. You know, shit, you're gonna pay me, I'll give you what you pay me for. You know, if you're not gonna pay me, well then, you know, you're getting what you pay for. You know, that's all there is to it.
Sean, how are you, man?
I'm finally here, man. I had to. I've got no internet in my house because we have 16 inches of snow. I measured it with my dick, but no, it's we've got no.
About 17 times.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's I heard a rumor about Brendan Schaub, like he got locked up for a little while, and when he was getting out of prison, his girlfriend said she wanted 8 inches and she wanted to bleed, so he fucked her twice and then smacked her in the mouth. But. No, I had to drive to Starbucks, which is coincidentally closed, but their Wi-Fi is working fabulously, it seems. So,
you know what, man? Sean, I had no idea. Thank you for making the effort, man. That's huge. That's honestly huge.
Because my video and audio good.
I was born in tears.
No,
man.
you weren't. This is actually one of the better shows we've had. I actually like this show better. Fuck everybody else. Greg canceled because he's moving something, and he also booked a TV show. He's doing 3 more episodes of I think it's The Neighbors or The Neighborhood with Cedric the Entertainer, and then a Ween Dog has a job. I can't imagine this job. I guess they don't do background checks anymore. So, but you're here, man. So you watched the fights now. So anyway, so Gilbert Burns almost had the perfect strategy for beating Usman. He knew the guy started slow. He jumped on him, and I mean jumped on him. Almost had him rocked, almost out in the first. I mean, he had him rocked. I don't think he was like that close to being finished, but he was definitely hurt more than I've ever seen him hurt. And then he just gassed himself out, and Usman kind of figured him out and was dropping him with jabs left and right, which I guess Usman's jab is probably as good as other people's right hook or, you know, right cross. But
that's what I was going to say. I thought the difference in the fight absolutely was his jab, man. It reminded me of Ray Sefo back in his day. I used to watch Ray Sefo spar at Extreme Couture, and he would toy with guys, and his jab was just brutal, man. And I asked him one time, I asked Ray, if I focused only on that on my stand-up, how long would it take me to get a jab like that? He said, you're either born with it or you're not. So apparently I wasn't. So.
Wow. I mean, do you think that, like, because sometimes when people go down on a jab, like, you don't see it that often. You don't see people actually, but do you think that his jab or Sefo's jab is this harder than other people's straight rights?
Oh yeah, Sefo's jab's harder than anything I could throw, man. It's harder than I could throw. That guy is I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you saw his fight with Mark Hunt. His stand-up is unbelievable. I saw him, not to, tell Jim stories about people getting beat up, but I saw him, he was carrying a conversation on with me and beating up Forrest Griffin at the same time while sparring and actually having a regular conversation with me, not even looking at Forrest, just catching all his punches, dodging everything just by an inch or half an inch, and then just beating up Forrest as he wanted to. It was amazing. It was one of the most amazing things I've seen. And I was like, man, that's the difference between a world-class fighter and then some guy like me who just was big and athletic. So.
Don't be so humble, man. You are obviously a world-class fighter. You beat Mark.
You're athletic.
Yeah.
That's the part Don doesn't believe.
Don, did you ever throw a jab before?
Yeah, I always threw lots of jabs, man. Shit. I had a world-class jab back in the day. Yeah.
Because it seems like you just threw for power all the time, man. That was one of the things about Don Frye. You were never in a boring fight, ever. In the history of any of your fights, none of them are boring.
Thank you. Shit. Yeah, I took a good beating, huh? I had a good jab. I had a good jab in practice, and I had a really good jab. Ask anybody who worked out with me, but then I got to the fight, and it was just like, fuck the jab, let's get going. I hate watching a boring fight, and I never want to be part of one. That's for damn sure.
You know, as a comic, I have to say, like, people are like, why don't you tell stories? I'm like, I get bored with my stories. I get like one sentence in, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking tell this story. Like, I'd rather just get to jokes, just jokes. Now, for this fight though, Gilbert Burns said he says he loves Cody No Love, but he basically Cody No Love the fight where he had the guy hurt, emptied his tank, and then that was it. If he would have fought a much smarter fight, been, you know, more relaxed in there, taking his time, he thinks he could have won. Do you agree with that, Sean?
Yeah, I mean, if he pulled a Cody No Love, I'm surprised he didn't get some real terrible tattoos and have real bad short man syndrome. But I mean, it's hard, man. I've never fought for a title, or like not a UFC one, obviously, but not all of us are Don Frye. But I know when they made me the co-main event at UFC 124 in my second UFC fight, man, the pressure was just, I mean, overwhelming. And then right before I walk out, Dana White tells me he'll give me $100,000 bonus if I finish the guy impressively, and Stephen Struve if I finish him, you know, impressively. And I was like as if I didn't have enough pressure on me already, you know. But then I went out there and gassed out 90 seconds, which was about 30 seconds normally longer than it took me to gas out.
Well,
so,
it seemed like that was a bad matchup for you because Stephen Struve's a guy that, like, you either knock him out or you lose. And,
yeah.
And you know, according to you, you didn't have that one punch knockout power.
No, I hit hard on the ground, man, but not stand up. And I know if you watch that fight, he actually did tap during the fight. I'll send you a video of it later. But I had his shoulder. I had him in a Kimura and turned it 360 degrees, man. And he did not tap and didn't seem to serve well. He didn't say he didn't tap, but he showed me after the fight. I guess his elbow and his shoulder are double jointed. Like he's double jointed almost everywhere. So like he can turn his shoulder in really weird angles, but he said he had never been submitted, not even in training, with a Kimura before. So I was wasting my time doing that, but that was very disheartening to get somebody in that position and crank their arm like the Exorcist, you know, like the girl head cranked all the way around and have him not show any pain. You're just like, okay, well, that's not going to work. So I've got 30 seconds left to finish this before I completely gas out and get embarrassed.
Well, and that was your move,
shit,
right?
You should have told Dana that you bet $200,000 you're on lose.
I wish. Yeah, I wish.
But that was your move too, right, Sean? I mean, you hit everyone with that move. So when the guy doesn't budge, you just like.
Yeah, well, I knew, man, you know, everybody's got an excuse except Don Frye. He just like, I was so high, I don't know, buddy. But I didn't sleep. It was just so much pressure. I didn't sleep literally more than 3 or 4 hours that entire week. Not in a night, I mean total. I was up every night. They had me doing media stuff at 7 a.m. and then stuff at midnight too, photo shoots and stuff like that. It was weird, but just the stress, I just kept thinking, man, this is a chance to really change your life, all this and that. That $10,000 bonus is going to make all the difference in the world. But no, I was so stressed.
That media stuff will kick your ass, man. It will kick your ass.
But
Yeah.
Sean, weren't you already a millionaire?
No, I was broke then, man. Like I was joking about 10,000, but no, I was a millionaire when I was 28. I lost everything at 32 when I had my wonderful ex-wife planned our divorce for 2 years ahead of time, and so she got like.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that how that goes. Yeah.
I had, dude.
They're
She's so
fucking
slick.
sneaky, aren't they? They're so sneaky. They're like the Chinese.
I don't know how the Chinese got brought into it, but she's so slick that I had a safety deposit box with $200,000 cash in it she didn't know about, only I and my mom knew about. I never told her I had it. I never anything. When I realized we were getting divorced and she had been planning our divorce forever, I went there and the money was gone out of the safety deposit box. So I never told her. She saw a key on my key ring of 50 keys, noticed a small key, assumed it was a safety deposit box, went around to banks in the area trying to find it, told them that I had died and she needed something from there for my funeral, and they let her into the safety deposit box and stole my money. So when I got there, I opened up my safety deposit box once I realized she's we've got 10 rental houses with $800,000 equity that she hasn't paid the payment on in 6 months, just going around collecting the rent payments, things like that, getting them all foreclosed on. So I open my safety deposit box and $200,000 is missing. And so I'm like, I got to talk to the manager right there. It's only $200,000. He comes in, it's like, sir, we don't even have access. You have to have the key. There's only one key, you know, blah, blah, blah. And so he takes me back to his office. They look at the account. No, right here, your wife got in. She said you died. They had a note on there or whatever. And I was like, is that above or below the note that I said, do not let anyone but me without a death certificate safety deposit box? But I talked to my lawyer. He said there's nothing you can do about it. You can't prove the money was in there. And if so, then you got to explain about it. She got me. I mean, that's a small snippet of the different ways she got me.
Sean,
she got me.
Sean, you're the nicest person. You're so relaxed. You're so even keel. Every time, but then you get these drama. Like what? How do you get in this drama? Like, what is it? What is it? Like, you're just so nice, but then all of a sudden, like, just madness follows you around.
It's a couple things. One, I think I feel sorry for people all the time, so I get taken advantage of a lot because I really do have like a soft heart on the inside, a soft enlarged heart from steroids, probably. But no, I get taken advantage of a lot, and then anymore I've gotten smarter as I've gotten older, and I don't see stuff coming because, like, if you're not a thief, you're easy to steal from because you don't see the angle that someone could steal from you because you're not a thief. You don't think like a thief, right?
Right. Yeah.
If you're not a cheater,
like never expecting it.
Yeah, if you're not a cheater, you get cheated on because you don't see it coming. Like I would never do that to somebody. Why would they do it to me? But that's part of it. And then the other part is, once I do actually get really mad, then I tend to take things way overboard, like harassing Jesse Parsley still 5 years after something happened. So, So it's I mean, she got me, dude. She tried to convince my daughter to say that I was molesting her and her friends. Like, I mean, it was my 10-year-old daughter told me one night I had a panic attack. Mom wants me to say stuff in court that's a lie. She got me every way. I mean, every way you can imagine she got me. So she's a sweet lady.
Wow.
And we were married. Everybody's like, how could you trust somebody with that much money? I was like, she was my girlfriend since 3rd grade. I knew her my whole life. We got married at 19, and she was a pretty good woman for the first 10 years. That's how I got suckered, you know? Like.
All right. Well, back to the fights. All right. So
we were talking about the fight.
So, all right. So now everyone's saying that they want, so Usman says he wants to fight Masvidal next. This time he'll finish Masvidal quicker. Why do I feel like Colby Covington is just being fucked right now? For a guy that like is as loud and can sell tickets and this and that, that was a very close fight. I understand the Masvidal took it on short notice, but he lost every round of the fight. It wasn't really competitive except for that first round. And I don't know. I don't understand this. So I get Colby says that now he's saying Masvidal turned him down, that they also asked them both to host the Ultimate Fighter, and that's not going to happen. GSP got brought up. GSP says Usman doesn't get him motivated. He said to go back and give 3 months of my life in a training camp to get a win over Usman doesn't get me motivated. I don't think there's anything that would get me motivated right now for competition. First, I literally have to leave the country. I got to bring my coaches somewhere. I got to find a camp, flying training partners. I'm healthy. I don't want to. It's not very. You know what? Good for him for explaining and not being pressured and not doing a fight that he doesn't want to do. GSP has nothing to prove. Nothing to prove. And if people don't want to do it, that's how they get hurt. Where do you think Usman should go next? Both Frye, Sean, you go first since you watched the fight.
I don't know. I'm not a big Usman fan, if I'm being honest with you. I think he doesn't want to fight Colby because he thinks Colby will beat him or come close to. Because that fight, I thought Colby was winning until he lost. Like, I really do. I think you and me are on the same page on that. I'm a Colby fan, though. Maybe I'm biased. Masvidal, of course, he wants to fight him because he knows he can just take him down, hold him down, and dry hump him to a decision. But I would love to see him move up and try to fight Adesanya because that way at least one of them gets knocked out. So that would be fun to see. But I don't know. I'm not a fan of Usman. It was funny that even after he won that fight against Gilbert Burns, a respectful, nice guy, he still managed to make an ass out of himself. Like, he still managed to be a sore winner even after beating a guy who seems to be the nicest guy in the world. So it's like, I'm not an Usman fan, but I think he's got 100 excuses why he doesn't want to fight anybody tough,
Now, I didn't see what happened afterwards. How did he make an ass out of himself?
Just walking around like some chicken stance and talking about he kept saying what was the thing Birdman said, you better put some respect on my name, and he was being serious, like saying that as if everyone's disrespecting him or something. Like, it or as if he knew all along. Like I told you, like, dude, you were getting your ass whipped for the first round. Like you didn't tell anybody anything, you know. And it's not like he got lucky. I mean, he's a skilled guy, but he's just a sore winner, you know, and not touching gloves before the fight started. When the challenger reaches out to touch your glove, you know, like it's one thing if you know you guys got a personal problem, but they're friends, you know, like or we're friends. It just yeah, he just always I don't know. He always finds a way to come off as really arrogant. Kind of like I feel like Adesanya's the same way.
Don, what do you think?
Yeah, I think he's right. You know, I think you got to fight Covington. You know, I mean that's the only money fight I see out there. You know, unless he goes up a weight class.
I mean, Colby looks so good against Woodley. I mean, no one's ever really dominated Woodley the way he did. And Tyron Woodley. Right. And Tyron Woodley is a beast. I mean, say what you want. He hasn't looked the same as he used to, but he's still a monster. And he definitely, I think, trained for Colby. He hated Colby. He hates Colby. He didn't want to lose that fight. So I don't see how you don't make that fight. But the only thing that Usman's probably thinking is like, you know what? I know that Colby would make a lot of money fighting me, and fuck this guy. So I don't want him. I don't want to get him paid. I don't want him to get him attention. I don't want to give him that. And I understand that. But at the same time, if this is really a sport with rankings, you got to give the best guy, you know, I mean, Wonder Boy, I mean, I guess Wonder Boy looks great too, but I don't know.
I don't think it's chance to be able to turn down fight, man. I don't know how that works exactly in UFC, but I don't if you don't want to fight I know UFC typically, when I was there, I didn't want to fight Christian Morecraft because no one had ever heard of him. And I was like, it's a lose-lose for me. And they were like, okay, well, you can fight Cain Velasquez instead. And I was like, okay, well, I'll fight Cain Velasquez. This is before he was champ. I was like, at least someone knows who he is, you know? And then they were like, well, Cain doesn't want to fight you. He has nothing to gain. I was like, yeah, he has nothing to gain by beating me in 94. So but yeah, it's I don't think the champ should be able to turn down anybody. If the UFC makes the fight, I think that's the way it should be.
Don, have you ever turned down a fight?
No, never did. You know, I mean, shit. If he doesn't want Colby to get paid, well then shit. Bet the purse. Purse.
All right. Yeah.
Make it interesting. Make the damn fight interesting. That way you get your ass kicked and you don't get paid. Yeah,
I mean it's I don't know. I mean, look, you know, as far as a person, I like Usman. As far as an athlete, I like him. I like his. I like everything about him. I just want to see that rematch happen because I was there for the first one, and like you said, Sean, it was one of the best fights I've ever been to live. And I was really, and it was one of those fights where even though Colby lost, you know, I think that he got more out of. I mean, he's still respected, and people liked him better, and he actually gained a lot in the loss. And when somebody status goes up in a loss, that's when you know it's a good fight. It's sort of like the Rory McDonald versus Robbie Lawler fight. You know, even though Robbie won those fights, there was still amazing fights. I mean, no one's ever going to go, oh, man, I can't believe he lost that fight. It was just like it was an amazing fight. I
think Colby I've never seen him tired in a fight. So that's maybe the other thing too that Usman's thinking is he doesn't want any more of that because if Colby hadn't gassed, he was going to get his ass kicked, you know, or whatever. Like Colby was on and just looked like a little bit fatigued. Which I mean, a big pressure moment like that'll happen sometimes. But if he's in a rematch, the pressure is going to be half what it was the first time.
Now Colby says that Colby said he was poisoned. That basically somebody came to him and gave him a drink and he made him tired and he got food poisoning the night before. Mayhem Miller also says that before the fight with Bisping, somebody gave him some water or a drink. His teammates said, don't drink that. He drank it. And is there any truth to this? Or there's no way, right?
Yeah, because before with Warpath, all the fights in Japan, you had coffee. So you sit had a coffee before the fight. And at that fight, cheap, you didn't even have coffee, shit, you had to supply your own fucking water, and it's king of the cage. And shit, so I didn't have coffee. And it was
What happened?
what?
Did they poison you again? Wait, what happened?
So I drank that big giant Monster Energy drink, and it sat in my belly like an anvil, you know, and I couldn't breathe. It bloated me up. I couldn't breathe. Thought I was going to puke every time I moved, you know. And it's just the worst feeling, and I never drank one since, you know.
Yeah, but that wasn't like them doing that to you. That was you drinking yourself the Monster Energy. Like he's saying there was
right.
like he's saying there was forces
stupidity, yeah.
I know for a fact in Japan they will poison you because Monty Cox, who's been around the game since the beginning, told me do not eat or drink anything they give you. Fighting Satoshi Ishii in Japan, he said they'll try to poison you.
Don, hold on, Don, what's going on? Don, I love you. What, I mean, are you in a rodeo or something? I can't even hear Sean.
Yeah,
what are you doing right now?
I was closing and locking my gates, and I'm driving out. I gotta go down the road.
He was trying to get his dog Syndrome to get down.
I understand that, but can you thank you, Sean, for that. Is there all right? Well, so all right. When you start driving, can you talk then? Just because right now it's like, so you were gonna fight Ishii. Your manager Monty Cox, who's a very big manager, who's like one of the best guys out there as far as management goes, tells you don't drink or eat or anything because they will poison you.
Don't take anything anyone gives, not fans, not the management, not the promoter. He said, don't drink their bottled water. Still bring your own bottled water. He said, don't trust anything. They will plug you over there. And I did hear an interview on the same topic. I heard that Brendan Schaub has to slip himself a roofie before he jerks off. Like,
wow. It sounds like Don is jerking off right now. This is like Don, you were my favorite guest. I can't get
that, boy, I'll tell you.
Okay, all right. Are we somehow good right now? Because like Sean's in a fucking snowstorm, but you're like in a blizzard. Like I feel like you're like Yosemite Sam. Now there's always like some fucking whirlwind around him or something, like the Road Runner, or like Don. You really are. You're
Tasmanian Devil, you mean?
Yeah, Tasmanian Devil. Him too. You're like everyone combined into fucking. All right, so here we go. All right, this is better. Speaking of which, the Grasso versus Barber. That fight was a good fight. Alexa Grasso, I thought Barber showed me a lot in her loss because she was down 2 rounds to nothing, and she went for it. And that's so many fighters out there, like you're down 2 rounds to nothing. I know you don't want to get knocked out. A lot easier, said than done. But at a certain point, you got to just throw caution to win and start fucking throwing haymakers. And if you lose, you lose. I think that right now, are you taking bong hits now, Don? Man, this is the best podcast. This is like, so McCorkle. But
it sounds like when the Transformers like come up out of the ocean or something.
Oh, God. There's like 20 minutes left of this podcast. Don, is it like a fucking noise machine? Like, what is going on? Now what are you doing?
I'm going down my dirt road. I got a mile and a half dirt road before I get to the pavement. So it'll be about another 2.5 minutes, partner.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Kelvin Gastelum won. I'm so fucking happy for Kelvin Gastelum. Finally used his wrestling. The guy was a state champ of Arizona wrestling. He fell in love with his power. I think that wrestlers know how hard wrestling is and how hard the grind. And they know they can just knock someone out a lot of times because they throw fucking crazy haymakers that know how to use their hips. And then a lot of them are like, fuck wrestling. I'm just going to start throwing punches. And it happens all the time with Josh Koscheck, Dan Henderson, Frye, you in that category. Do you think it's a matter of like, you want to be more entertaining or you just don't want to wrestle because you have too much energy or what? You gonna wag it?
It's just, you're in control of the fight. I mean, when you're wrestling, you're in a street fight, every day for 2.5 hours. You're strapping, you're putting it down, and you know how to read people. You listen to their breathing. You can measure their strength. Their footwork, their head movement. So you have the advantage. Plus, you know how to work hard. And that works for you and against you also, because there was times when I went to a fight and I didn't feel good and confident because I knew I hadn't worked hard. So I thought, shit, if I lose, I deserve it. If I win, I didn't deserve it. I got lucky, but hell, I'll take it.
No, I know, but I think you didn't hear the question because you were underneath a steamroller. But the question was, why did guys stop using their wrestling and just throw haymakers when they're such good wrestlers?
Wrestling's boring. I mean, it's a fight and it's a wrestling match, and you want to be competitive. You don't want to just hop on somebody and dry hump them for 3 rounds, 5 rounds.
Yeah.
You want to be a fighter. You want to transform into a fighter from a wrestler.
Right. Well, Kelvin went the other way. He went back to wrestling and won, and I'm happy because a lot of times it looked like he was just going for the striking, and he finally mixed it up a little bit. So super happy for him. So there was a fight where this guy, Julian Marquez, who I love, he was getting his ass kicked for 2.5 rounds and hung in there. His corner was great. His corner, James Krause, was like, we got to win. You got to knock him out to win or tap him. So straight up told him. And he did. He fucking came back in the third. That was awesome. Afterwards, he called out Miley Cyrus. He goes, Miley Cyrus, be my Valentine, right? To which I tweeted out, like, Miley Cyrus is now a lesbian again. And then he actually, like, retweeted that. Miley Cyrus got back to him. She goes, hey, Julian, congrats on the win. Shave your chest hair into an MC, and I'm all yours. And he didn't fucking do it. I called him up at Saturday night. I call him up. I'm like, yo, wake up. He's like, oh, my head hurts. 2 in the morning. I go, dude, she responded. He goes, what? I go, she fucking responded to you, bro. He goes, no way. He goes, what do I do? I go, what do? You shave your fucking chest hair. He didn't do it. Now, he's saying he didn't blow it. McCorkle, you think he blew it?
Absolutely, man. If you could get anyone with the kind of fame Miley Cyrus has to even pay attention to your tweet, that would be awesome. It reminded me of when Bill Cosby blocked me on Twitter. It made my day because I said that Bill Cosby, when 10 women came forward and said they lied about him being a rapist, and I said, well, that's good to hear. It's a shame when any man's raped 85 women to have people think he raped 95. And then tagged him on Twitter and said that, and then he blocked me and it said, Bill Cosby has blocked you. It cracked me up. But yeah, he should have asked me. I would have shaved my entire body if I was him. If not because Miley Cyrus is hot, but because that kind of attention is priceless, man.
That is nothing like fucking Miley Cyrus to Bill Cosby. I mean, the fact that Bill Cosby blocked you over a rape joke and he could bang or date Miley Cyrus is not even close. But I do think that's funny. Don Frye, you would have shaved your chest, right?
No, there's only so low level steep. And I went for the rape joke,
Wait, it's not an either or, Don, okay? It's whether or not – forget Sean's rape joke, okay? It wasn't like it was a fucking competition. We're saying that, he called out Miley Cyrus for Valentine's Day. She got back to him, was trying to be playful. All he had to do was, not even shave it, just fucking carve it in different ways. And then she would have been like, oh, that's cute. There's a certain time, when you when you're dating a stripper, when you pick her up at a strip club and then she's like, let's go home or whatever, at certain times, it's instant. It's instant. It's in the moment. You only have a certain window. I feel like
if Don Frye shaved his chest, it would grow back before he was finished. That's what I think.
So what if Farrah Fawcett?
I can't find a razor strong enough to do it. Shit.
All right, so Don, back in the day, if Farrah Fawcett was like, "Hey, I'll be your Valentine."
All right, Farrah Fawcett. Now you're talking, man.
Right.
A gal with anal cancer. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Yeah.
Before she had anal cancer, okay, and even if she has anal cancer, who gives a fuck? Okay, we're not making fun. That's all right. Marilyn Monroe, all right? Marilyn Monroe, back in the day, back in your prime, and she was like the shit, right? if she was like, I'll be your Valentine, you wouldn't have shaved your chest hair?
Yeah.
How old is Don Frye? Marilyn Monroe was around. Don Frye wouldn't have to shave his
Yeah, I'm like, man, you're really kind of beating me up here, you know? Shit.
All right. Joan of Arc. All right. So if Joan of Arc back in the day, I'm just kidding.
I think Joan of Arc was a lesbian, don't you?
Probably. He probably was.
She's worshipped by all the lesbians, you know, so shit.
Well, yeah, but so, all right. So is Justin Bieber. All right. So here we go. Let's talk about, all right. Also, Don, a fight that Anthony Hernandez.
What if he was on Noah's Ark?
All right, the Noah's Ark. All right, so Don Frye made Noah's Ark wet. That's how far. All right, now Rodolfo Vieira, right? This guy was a 6-time jiu-jitsu champion, Abu Dhabi champion. Everyone was saying how great he was. Don, are you still in a win total? What happened?
Yeah, I had to put it on speakerphone because I'm going through Oro Valley, and they will bust your ass for talking on the phone, and I'm not going to pay a $350 fine.
Yeah.
You know,
I hear you. All right, so Vieira is like a 6-time world champion in jiu-jitsu. He went up against this Mexican, this kid from Sacramento. I think he's Mexican, Anthony Hernandez. And everyone just talking about Vieira, undefeated, this and that. He took him down. Hernandez survived the first, got out of it, came back, and knocked this fucking dude out, like beat his ass. Like he beat up this jiu-jitsu champion, a huge underdog. And I love it when Joe Rogan and these guys are all about one guy saying how great this one guy is and the other guy wins. That makes me happy for some reason. I'm like, yes. And he tapped him. He tapped him with like an arm-in guillotine because he was hurt. So that good for him, Hernandez. Were you shocked, Sean?
Yeah, I was shocked because I had the Vieira guy winning in like 7 different parlays I had, and I was right on every one except his fight. So he cost me probably over $1,000 just him. I mean, just in what I lost, not what I would have won by him passing out faster than even I wouldn't have fought. I was extremely disappointed. I could not beat it finishing the first round after the ladies dominated him. That was just absolutely crazy.
All right, well, I know Don's got to go to the doctor, man. Hey, Don, thanks for calling in today, brother. You're the best.
all right, I guess I'm getting booted. All right, Sean, good luck.
I love you, Frye. You're the best.
Thank you.
Thank you more. All right, that was Don Frye. I love Don. I couldn't hear anything. Guys,
this is when you said, "Are you in a wagon?" Because that's exactly what it sounded like.
Dude, I love Don Frye. I fucking love him. I just wish he would get better Wi-Fi. Oh my God.
Hey, I did pay. I'm getting Starlink, that new Elon Musk internet. It's almost strictly for your show. Like I went ahead and paid the $500 cancellation fee for my current internet, and I'm paid $1,000 to get Elon Musk's internet. So I should be good to go here in a few weeks.
Oh, thank you, man. Fucking, he has bad Wi-Fi. Yeah, that was rough, man. I fucking love him though. I don't know what to do because I'm like, I don't want to lose him. I just can't hear sometimes other people. But what are you gonna do, right? I mean, what? Well,
that Starlink, if that Elon Musk Starlink comes through, maybe we can hook something up for Don. You know, like I'm getting that because it's really, I think it's only like $400 or $500.
All right.
You know, I'm rich, so that's nothing to me. But
I'll fucking pay that. All right. So now the Chris Gutierrez fight, that was weird. Andre Ewell was a good fight, but during the fight, I think it was John Alnick said, you know, they're both in custody battles right now with child support. Right? Did you see that?
I didn't see that part. I was having trouble with my service all night, the satellite. So
yeah, he said they're both in custody battles, and he goes, but you know, that's really bad. Andre Ewell hasn't seen his kid, but good news, he has another one on the way. I'm like, how is that? Like, just because you can't see one kid and then you have another one on the way, like that's okay with not seeing your first kid. I mean, there was like so many problems with that. Maybe we should.
His son died, but it's okay. He's got another one on the way.
Right. I mean, maybe we shouldn't mention people's custody battles while they're fighting. I understand that they both had custody battles, and maybe that was, and maybe even they wanted to bring it up. They brought it up, but it was just weird. It was strange. I mean, they don't do that for other sports. Like imagine they did it for like the NBA. How many or NFL or
that's all they talk about.
NBA, baseball. It just seems like I'm like somebody said, why don't they bring up the other girl's parking tickets that she hasn't paid? I don't know. And then at the end, the guy brought it up. So he said, yeah, we heard about it, and I understand that was important to them, but I don't know. It just seems like that's not. It was just off. It was just a weird, and the other guys didn't know how to respond to it, which is even funnier. Like it was just a weird, strange time. So let's talk about this week's fights. I think Rashad Evans might be joining us, by the way, because I panicked because I had like nobody on. Not that I had you weren't here, Greg weren't here. Don Frye said he could only stay for 5 minutes, then he was in a wind tunnel, and I was like, I want to at least have a podcast to put out. So Curtis Blaydes versus Lewis. Man, I understand that Curtis Blaydes lost twice to Ngannou, right? And Ngannou hits so hard. But one was like behind the ear. I think they were almost both behind the ears, both times he lost. And I know that Lewis hits really hard too. But for some reason, I think this is going to look a lot like Lewis versus Cormier. I understand Blaydes doesn't have the same wrestling acumen, as Cormier. He wasn't an Olympian, but he was a national champion. I think a Division II national champion. Or he has some really good wrestling, really good MMA wrestling. And I feel like this is going to be 5 rounds of him taking down Derek Lewis and just beating him up. And Lewis sometimes, I wouldn't say he quits, but he gets discouraged. And I just think that maybe it's going to be a boring wrestle fuck of a fight. Plus, Blaydes knows that if he wins, he's right up there for a title shot. And I can't see him going punch for punch with Derek Lewis because that's never worked for anybody.
No, I think Blaydes wins that pretty easily. He may even finish him. I think against Cormier, man. I mean, I like Derek Lewis a lot. I think he's awesome, but he cannot wrestle to save his life, man. So that's coming for somebody that can't wrestle. So it'll probably be a lot like the Cormier fight because Cormier didn't even have to use high level wrestling. It was pretty just basic stuff and just kept taking him down, holding him down. But Derek Lewis can surprise you on occasion, though, man. He can pull a trick out of the hat every now and then. So.
He does. I mean, I want to say he breaks, but he doesn't break because he's knocked people out with 4 seconds left. So how can you say he breaks? But there are fights like the Mark Hunt fight where he just sort of just quit. I know Vince was saying he was eating ribs before the fight backstage.
Right. Yeah.
And just had problems with the stomach. And I guess he's taken, his conditioning more seriously and this and that. But I don't know. I just feel like Curtis Blaydes is just it just seems like Ngannou can knock him out, and Ngannou's he's sort of the kryptonite for this dude. But if Curtis Blaydes wins, well, I know that they're saying that John Jones is going to fight the winner of Ngannou versus Stipe, but who knows what John Jones is going to do? I mean, John Jones is such a wild card that if John Jones got arrested tomorrow for something really dumb, would anybody be surprised? Would anybody
be surprised? I'd be surprised if he doesn't get arrested in the next few months. So.
John Jones is one of those guys that he just gets bored and he's just like, I'm just going to do whatever I want and no one's going to tell me differently. And it is what it is. Also, Yana is fighting Caitlin Vera. Yana's won 3 out of 4. Caitlin Vera is a girl that she's beaten a lot of girls. She's got good high level. That should be a good fight. Derek Miner's fighting Charles Rosa. So Charles Rosa he's got a crazy story. He came to Florida to become a chef, and he moved next to American Top Team. And he started training there to get in shape. He was already a good boxer, and now he's in the UFC and a pretty high ranked guy. I mean, has that ever happened?
It happened to me kind of when I started taking jiu-jitsu at 29 just for exercise. I thought it would be interesting, and just take jiu-jitsu. And then I found out I was really good at fighting on accident. Somebody wanted me to spar with him one day, and I was like, sure. And I still wasn't any good standing up, but for someone who never boxed before, I was pretty good. So guys couldn't believe after training with me, I'd never trained, never wrestled, never anything. I was just like, I don't know, man. I just go out there and do whatever, whatever I saw on TV. Gosh, she's so cute. How old is she now?
How old are you?
2.
She's
2? Almost 3, probably, I bet.
2.5, right?
Yeah.
2.5. When's your birthday?
August
7th. Also, Chris Dalkiss is fighting Alexi Alnick. That guy's got to be like 80 years old. He's the guy that goes for that same move every single time.
It works every time somehow.
Yeah, and somehow wins. But he got knocked out in his last fight against Lewis. But Dalkiss is a guy that just – I think they're like trying to bring him up because he knocks out a lot of people. And I feel like they're like, okay, we need like a new heavyweight star. Put him against Alnick. We'll probably knock him out. He'll look good. It'll be exciting. It seems like they put certain guys in there to get knocked out almost. Make the other guy look good. It doesn't always work. But I know Arlovsky's fighting Thomas Spini. That's sort of down on the card. Drakkar Klose. He's a guy who has all the talent in the world. He does everything right. He lost against Beneil Dariush in that crazy fight. He's fighting that violent Bob Ross guy.
Yeah. He's got an amazing cologne out, too.
Eddie Wineland, who's a fireman, he got knocked out by Sean O'Malley his last fight. He's fighting John Castaneda. I like Eddie Wineland, but if he doesn't win this one, it might be – I mean, he's been around for a while. I remember him from the
WWE. It's time for him to get a different second job.
And then Nate
in this day and age, guys have to have a second job to fight in the UFC. That blows my mind, man.
Well, the heavyweight champion has Stipe. I don't think he has to. I think he just wants to. But I think there are guys out there that think that if they just focus on fighting full time, it'll be worse for them. Like they can't just do it. They need something else to keep them distracted.
I don't know how they do it, man. I couldn't have done it. I don't know, like, if you're doing it the right way and training the right way, I don't know how you have the energy to go to work 40 hours a week. Like, I don't get it. So.
Yeah, I don't get it either. And plus, I don't know. Maybe these guys don't want back. Maybe they figure they only have a couple years left of fighting and they make it hurt and this way. But yeah, I think you're right. I don't get it. Nate the Train, he's the guy that won and was basically calling out Dana afterwards. Like he was like, and Dana was almost hiding from him. Like Dana was like, how the fuck did we sign this guy? He's a guy from like Alabama or Kentucky or something. He looks like he's like straight off the, the freaking moonshine party. And he's fighting Juliana Rosa. And then Chaz Skelly, who was a 5-time state champion in Texas. Really funny guy. He's fighting John Mahal Embers.
He's been a very poor student.
What?
You'd be a poor student if he was a 5-time state champion wrestler.
Well, he won 4 times as a freshman. And then, yes. I think he won in 8th grade, dickhead. So in the Bellator tournament, they announced it. Have you heard about this?
I heard something somewhere. I heard like it just in passing, someone say there's a Bellator tournament, but I don't know.
Bellator light heavyweight tournament, and the matchups are interesting. So the first round they have Rumble versus Romero. That's going to be
like two of the 3 best fighters, right? At light heavyweight, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Then they have Phil Davis versus Nemkov. Nemkov's the favorite to win it. He's the guy that just beat up Bader. They have Bader versus Machida, and then Corey Anderson versus this guy named Datlevkon Yagshimuradov, who is on like an 8-fight winning streak. He's like an ACB guy. And they have him as the favorite against Corey Anderson, which is also nuts. So first round, do we like Rumble or Romero?
Man, I got to say Romero on the better wrestling, but it's he's moving up though to 205, man. I don't know. Rumble, the thing with him, he's just like the same way as Ngannou, man. He's only got to touch you once. So, but I think with him being out as long as he's been out, and yeah, I'd say Romero if I had to choose.
So okay, all right. I got Rumble. I mean, Romero's got to be. How old is this guy? Like, he doesn't even move anymore in his fights.
Yeah, he says 43, I think is what they say he is, or 44, but he's got some amazing genetics and even a better pharmacist, I think. So would be my guess.
So, yeah, and then Phil Davis. I like Davis over Nemkov. He lost split decision. I know everyone's saying Nemkov, he's like a 4-1 underdog. Davis is 3-1 in rematches. Who do you like in that one? Who do you like, Davis or Nemkov?
I'd say Phil Davis. I haven't really seen the other guy fight, I don't think, but I always thought Phil Davis was extremely underrated.
The other guy beat up Bader, like finished Bader last time. The other guy's actually, Rashad Evans is here. Rashad Evans is just joining us. Here we go. My man, Rashad Evans. That's what I'm talking about. Rashad, how are you? Here he is. One of my favorites.
There he is.
What's going on? How are you?
I'm good, man. How about you?
Good, man. Good. Are you in Florida?
Yes, sir.
I see you training, man. You're looking ripped. How do you stay so ripped?
Eating vegetables, man. Eating vegetables and fruit. That's about it.
Really?
And trying to keep Greg Hardy off me.
So, how is Greg Hardy, by the way?
He's good, man. He's good. He's in his growing phase right now. You know, he got upset and just he's working through that. You know what I'm saying? He had that loss happen when he had a lot of momentum going his way, and now he's just kind of rebuilding. But when you think about what he's been able to do thus far in the sport, it's pretty big considering the fact that he has he comes from a football background and he's still making his adjustments to the whole fight game. So
yeah, no, it's actually unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah. So are you doing a show? Are you doing a show now or no?
We're doing a show right now. What happened was everyone canceled. I was like, fuck, I need help. And then I called you, and then Sean came on, the other guy came on, and then my nanny, my daughter's nanny started throwing up today, so we sent her home, and then my dog is dying. So
oh my gosh,
it's just been crazy. And then Don Frye came on. He had the worst Wi-Fi of all time. And then Sean McCorkle is here. He's in a snowstorm. What's the matter? Mommy has to work. My wife's yelling at me because I had an hour to do the podcast. But
oh my gosh.
So life is good, man.
That's good.
Say hi to Rashad.
Hey, what's up, baby?
Hi to Rashad. Say hi, Rashad.
He's done with it.
Now, you train Gilbert Burns for this fight, right?
No. No, I didn't train with him at all this fight.
Oh, really?
I couldn't, man. Kamaru was like my he's family to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I was a big part of him. Him staying in South Florida.
So what was all that stuff in the media that you said that he wasn't part of Sanford MMA anymore? Was that just blown out of proportion?
That what? Say what again?
So, because according to I read an article saying that you said he wasn't part of your gym anymore, Usman, as far as you're concerned. Was that just rumors, or was that out of proportion? Was that misquoted?
Well, no. Well, I don't go to Sanford no more. I don't go to Sanford no more. I do my own thing. I have my own little private little thing that I do with me and Greg do our own thing.
Oh, okay, nice. Is it you, Greg, and Dean, or just you and Greg?
Me, Greg, and Dean. Me, Greg, and Dean.
That's all. I actually called. I think I should get credit for that. Because I remember when Dean left, and then you left, and I was like, "Yo, Rashad's looking for a new gym," and he was like, "I love Rashad," and I kind of put you guys together, sort of. Okay,
then take it. Then take the credit. Take the credit. It was a good matchup, man. Dean is amazing. He's a good person all the way through. All the way through. So we work out good together, and he's somebody just so Dean is unflappable. There's nothing that's gonna get him too excited about nothing. You know what I'm saying? So. That works really well with my energy sometimes,
Yeah, I think
a lot of times.
You guys probably have the most knowledge out of anybody. I mean, I can't think of two guys that I'd rather have in my corner than you and Dean Thomas, for real.
Yeah, we got a lot of knowledge, and we work. The best thing about it is we work good together. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you have two guys in there that kind of know what they're doing, but then one is trying to get that upper leverage on the other, and they can't figure that whole thing out. But me and Dean, we don't have the ego problems. We just kind of, he knows what I'm good at. I know what he's good at, and we complement each other on our strengths and weaknesses.
So I remember he opened up a real world house of fighters of Julian Robertson and Shorty Torres and a couple of hot chicks. Are you part of that house?
No, I'm not part of that house. No. I think he still has it. now that things are taking off for Dean. Dean's all over the place. He's doing everything with with the UFC still, and with Dana White doing his show, and he's doing his comedy thing. He's doing movies. I was actually in the movie that Dean put together not too long ago. So
what was the movie?
Dean's it was like a little short. He's doing some shorts. He did one before. He did a couple before. So this time he did one. I think it's called like Brothers or something like that. But it's a pretty powerful short. It's one of those short movies that has that strikes a chord. You know what I'm saying? You feel something about the time you get done from watching it. So he just from reading the treatment of it, I was like, it's gonna hit some people. It's gonna hit some people.
Now, were you surprised the way the Gilbert Burns-Usman fight went down?
Yeah, I was surprised in the sense that just how ferocious Kamaru was. You know what I'm saying? Like it still surprises me to see that, and just because in my mind's eye when I see him, I just see him as like my little bro. I don't see him like that yet, and just seeing him in that predator mode and just that mindset, that mindset where he's just where he's just just ready to take somebody out. It was good to see, but it was all in the jab that he was able to use and get and break Gilbert was on point, because that jab was it was set up by his movement. He has that broken movement, that broken timing that he was doing, and the broken timing allowed him to let that jab fly and essentially have Gilbert fall on his own sword, because Gilbert likes to jump in a lot on combinations, and he likes to play the counter game. But when you're getting met by a straight punch, and and Gilbert's a hooker, he likes to throw hooks, so the straight punch will beat you every time, and that's what we've seen.
Now, as far as the next fight, because me and Sean both think Colby's the best fight for him, as far as like most competitive, like the Usman fight, not Usman, the Masvidal fight. The first one, I know it was short notice. I know Masvidal's an amazing fighter, but it wasn't as exciting as the Colby fight. But I also think that maybe Usman doesn't want to give Colby like the spotlight, doesn't want him to make money. So he's probably like, fuck this guy. Why should I fight him? I'm just helping him out. Who do you think he should fight next? Usman.
I like what he's doing with the Masvidal fight, and I like it because of the fact that he's going after somebody who people still believe in. You know what I'm saying? And still has a lot of hype around. I think that with Colby, you got to look at the fact that he may not have the same drawing power as he did before. He did have a dominating win over Tyron, but at the same time, part of his shtick has been taken away with Donald Trump being out of office. You know what I'm saying? So who is Colby outside of that? And I think that the way that he is, the way that he went about that whole thing when he was using it as a stick. Right now, if he does that, the way that the political climate is, it might not be favored as well. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's something that he's going to have to think about when he tries to go back out there and try to do his whole Colby and Covington thing that we've been getting used to seeing. He's going to have to change it up, because it's just not that kind of mindset people are very short for nowadays. And for a lot of people, that signals something else. Whether it means it or not, it is another story, but it signals something else. And I don't think he wants to be associated with that.
Sean, any response?
I got a funny Rashad Evans story for you. I was in Pensacola, Florida one time. It's kind of like my second home. I used to go down there all the time as a kid, 5 times a year with my family. I was at they have Island Fights down there. Dean Toole puts them on there. He sent a ton of guys UFC from that show. So I'm at the after party, and I'm the big deal down there because I'm the only UFC guy there, and everybody went to the fights, a couple thousand people. So I got people taking pictures with me, talking to me, all kind of girls, and I look up, I'm like, holy shit, that's Rashad Evans. He was just Rashad was just over there drinking a bottle of water, I think, and no one even I didn't even recognize him at first. I was like, that's Rashad Evans. I was like, holy shit. And so this guy's taking a picture with me. I said, dude, Rashad Evans is here. And all of a sudden I hear, what? And my entire crowd just left me, and they all go to Rashad, and then I'm nobody. Just standing there. I was about to go take a picture of Rashad because no one gave a shit about me anymore, man. Like,
Oh
I'm just
my
like,
gosh.
It happened to me too. I was actually having sex with my wife, and I go, Rashad Evans is here, and she left me. And then
yeah,
it was horrible.
I thought you were going to say you were doing stand-up comedy. You say Brendan Schaub's here. They're like, yeah, but is there another comedian here?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I know the whole rest of the night I was like he was the Pied Piper and I was just the alone guy sitting over in the corner. I was like, all right, well, I was making sure everybody knew I was there. Rashad didn't have to let anybody know. I let it out and it was over.
Hey, but you know how P. Cola is, man. P. Cola makes everybody feel like a star, man. I was like, after that, I was like, man, Pensacola's all right. I see why Roy Jones stays there now. You know what I'm saying? He's the king of kings over there. He stays there, and they love him. They never get tired of seeing him. They absolutely love him, man. It was a pretty cool spot out there. Different people though. Different breed of Floridians out there. I say that, you know, Florida has different breeds of people. You know what I'm saying? Like from West Palm Beach and down, it's a different kind of breed of Floridian. Then when you get a little north, it's different. You know, it's very different. And Pensacola is definitely a different kind of Florida.
By the way, I did a show with Gerald Harris, booked me for the show. We were in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I started making fun of this. It was like all black crowd, except for like 5 white dudes. And I was just like, oh, it's the boy band that never made it. It's No Direction. I tried killing them. And the guy comes up to me. He's like, hey, man, you were really funny. Nicest guy afterwards. He's like, yeah, I was teammates with Rashad Evans in wrestling at Michigan State. I go, what's your name? I guess his name was like the neck snatcher or something. Or he said he was like,
the East Lansing Strangler.
Yeah, the East Lansing Strangler.
Nick.
What a
Nick
weird
Simmons,
thing to name your kid.
Yeah, Nick Simmons. Yeah, nice guy.
Yo, he's one of the illest wrestlers ever to do it, man. This dude in college, he would choke people to sleep and then pin them, and they couldn't stop him from doing the move because the move wasn't illegal. It will only choke you if you resisted it. So it was technically a legal move, but it would only choke you once you start resisting. And the only way to not resist it.
It was like a Darce?
Yeah, it was like a Darce. It was so sick. And he had like these long arms. He was a tall guy for being at a low weight class. I think he was wrestling at 125. And he would just catch people in his move. And every single time he catch people in his move, you just hear people just like screaming. They started screaming right away because they knew that was the only way to get out of it is by getting it potentially dangerous before he locked it in. Because if he locked it in and he started fighting it, they'll wake up and the referee will be waking them up when it's over because they'll be sleeping.
Wow.
He got
Sounds
everybody.
Like a Cosby joke. Like he'll only choke you if you resist.
Before we go, Rashad, man, thank you for taking the time out of your day to be on the show, man.
Oh, no problem, man. I seen you you called and I'm just like, man, let me hit my brother back, man.
Thank you for bailing me out. Ben Askren, Jake Paul.
Ooh.
I don't like this fight for Ben. I don't.
No, I don't either, man. You know. This is how confident that this Jake Paul is. Jake Paul hit up Tyrone Spong for sparring.
Wow.
So if you think that you can spar with Tyrone Spong, one of the best kickboxers, one of the best boxers out right now in the heavyweight division, oh my gosh, this dude's confidence is riding an all-time high.
I mean, what is Askren thinking right now? Is this strictly money?
It's gotta be strictly money because I think I foresee a lot of embarrassment out of this. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? Here's the thing about Ben. And here's the thing I kind of admire about Ben. Ben doesn't get embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? He does a really good job of handling it. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not like some people, like they get embarrassed. They just want to go hide in the corner, just like, you know what I'm saying, just disappear. Not Ben. Ben owns that shit like nobody else that I've ever seen.
What about his little kids? They don't want to see his dad get knocked out on television by a YouTube kid. I mean, I know you're not be embarrassed, but you still have like family members. I mean, I hate to say it, but like, right?
I know, that's how I feel. I share those exact sentiments, but Ben's been built different, man. He's built different. You know, I mean, maybe it's because he had an awkward wrestling style his whole life. He's used to people talking trash about him and whatnot. I don't know, but you know, I don't foresee this going too well for him. I think it may be along the lines of a Nate. You know what I'm saying? How Nate got knocked out.
Fuck. And
it's bad because if he lose, then we lose. You know what I'm saying? Like the MMA loses.
Everyone, I don't understand, dude. I'm literally doing this thing called Fight Camp. You ever heard of Fight Camp? It's like an app where they give you like a boxing workout every night, and it's and they give you like, and I'm sweating. I'm doing kickboxing as well. They got a couple pros in there. Like, it's a great app. Especially if you have a heavy bag at home, you need to work out at 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning.
Okay.
I texted Ben, hey, check out this app. But like, I'm not doing it to be a dick. Like, I'm honestly like, I know you're busy. You got the crypto, you got 3 kids, you got a wrestling camp. You got this. Like, I'm actually like, how do I texted Tyron because Tyron's cornering him. I'm like,
yeah.
I go, Tyron, like, please, like, let's win this one. You know, like, I go, how's he look? He goes, he's straight.
That's not good. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good.
Like, he's straight. Like I go. I didn't ask if he was gay or not. I made a joke about it, but at the same time, like, what do you mean? Like, he's straight? I mean, someone's got. I mean, Tyron, you got to be a friend to him and be like, yo.
Oh my God.
Like, I mean, Tyron trained with boxers before, like real boxers.
Yeah.
He's got to go. Listen, Ben, man, like, let's pull out of this. We got injured. We could fake an injury, something let's go down. You know, it's not worth it. If it's not worth it, if he thinks he's got him, then he's got him, right? I mean, that's what you would do, right? To like your friend.
Yeah, I mean, I would tell him, but I mean, I guess I would have to just really know the why behind my friend is doing it. You know, if I understood the why behind it, then that would make me help understand his decision a little bit better. But nevertheless, it's never going to make me feel easy about him going in there to most definitely lose a couple brain cells, probably get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, that'll still be like, man, are you sure this is what you want to do?
I remember Sean had a fight, and me and Sean went out to the diner, and he couldn't walk to the diner. Like, he was on 40 different painkillers. His back was so fucked up. And I'm like, Sean, he's boxing in a week. I go, dude, you don't need to box. He's like, nah, man, I'm getting, 50, 100 grand. This guy's, all I got to do is land a punch. And then cut to like me the day after the fight going, bro, you're like, I know. But I guess there's no telling certain people, right?
No, there's not. And especially, I mean, Ben's got a pretty strong mind. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it anyways. First of all, I don't even know how he even talked himself into it. I know he's a good talker, but I just wouldn't even foresee that. But I guess if you're Jake Paul and you want to get somebody who's had some fights, who was a champion before, and who pretty much represents the default in MMA when it comes to technical strikings, I guess he found the perfect person in Ben, because Ben looked like he's swatting flies when he's out there punching and hitting Mitch. You know what I'm saying? Just
well, look at the guy last week, the jiu-jitsu guy. What's his name? The guy we just Rodolfo Vieira, who's like a 6-time world champion. On the feet, he looked like
amateur hour.
Right?
Yeah, I think that Ben's
Sean, I hope you don't mind me saying the time that I tried to talk you out of the fight. Do you?
No, I don't care, man. No, I was my problem was, man, that I always once I signed the dotted line, like, I dislocated a rib. Tom Erickson actually dislocated my rib 2 nights before I fought Pujanowski the second time, but I was the main event. I had already agreed to it, and I wasn't pulling out no matter what. Like, I couldn't even breathe when I fought him, but I couldn't. I'm not going to pull out when it's KSW over there had 25,000 people there, like, and it's on pay-per-view, and I'm like, they weren't paying me real great, but I was like, once I signed on the dotted line, man, I showed up regardless. That's what happened with me on my back. Like, once the fight you're talking about was when it was my very last fight. Roy Jones Jr. himself in Pensacola asked me if I'd fight at his show. Like, it's like my childhood hero. What am I going to say? No. I was like, I got back problems. And he was like, oh, man, we'll get you somebody you can beat. Don't worry. And I was like, I don't know, man. And he's like, how about the guy you beat a guy at Bellator? They told me like in 30 seconds, just fight him. And I was like, okay, like just got talked into it, So.
But what happened in the fight though? Was it a tough one?
I got murdered. Yeah, he picked me up and slammed me. He came in actually 40 pounds lighter than the first time I fought him. Came in phenomenal shape. Said he moved. He moved to either ATT or somewhere, I don't know. And he like for 14 weeks, he goes, yeah, man, I've lost 2 men in a row. This is like my last chance. And I was like, great, because I trained twice for this. I beat him in 30 seconds.
You did 5 minutes on the treadmill. Like you did 5 minutes.
I had severe. I still have severe back problems, but at that point, it's before I went to Germany and had that Regenikine done, which helped quite a bit. But I was having trouble walking, man. But yeah, he picks me up and slams me on my back, and I can't feel my legs for the first 2 minutes, and thought I was crippled. So that was great. But
oh my gosh.
Well, my daughter's got to go potty. Say goodbye to Rashad. Say goodbye to Sean.
Bye, baby girl. I love the show, by the way, man. I love the show. I love it. It's a nice family show now. You know what I'm saying? Like before it was. Before it wasn't like this. There was a lot of filth going on. But now
it was a lot of tension. There was a lot of things that were going on. By the way, Mayhem's looking at life right now.
No, really?
Yeah.
That's too bad.
I think he's gonna get. I think he'll be all right. I mean, he's got a public defender, which is not good. He turned down a 4-year plea, but luckily the girl that his ex-girlfriend that pressed charges that he stole the car from allegedly is also in jail. So that might be a savior. But there was a lot of stuff going on there. But look, it's like anything else. When things are a little calmer, everything seems to work better.
Anyway,
cool, keep up the great work, Sean.
All right, man.
Sean,
take care, man.
You too, buddy. Hey, man.
All right, take care, man. Take care.